We are here with a brand new interview at Dark Zone, and today we have the honor of welcoming the leader, composer and vocalist of the Italian band Forgotten Tomb, who will be performing for the very first time in Chile on June 11 at Sala RBX, alongside Chilean bands Mourners Lament and BlackFlow. Welcome, Ferdinando. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine, thanks. And I'm glad to be doing this interview for the Chilean fans.
Great, that's great. Forgotten Tomb was one of the pioneering bands of the 90s that helped shape that become now known as suicidal depressive black metal, along with bands like Shining, Silencer, and Leviathan. How do you remember that time? How challenging was it for audience to understand or digest such a unique musical style back then?
Back then, most of the black metal bands were still into the very fast style, like Marduk or Dark Funeral, that sort of stuff. So there wasn't really any kind of scene for this sort of depressive, suicidal black metal stuff. There were some proto-depressive bands in the 90s, such as Manes or Thorns, and of course stuff like Bethlehem, in a way, the Forgotten Woods, that sort of stuff. But what I did back at the time was to mix up a lot of different stuff. Some influences from these bands, but also from the dark wave of the 80s, stuff like Joy Division, The Cult, or Christian Death, that sort of stuff. And also stuff like Paradise Lost, that sort of doom bands from the early 90s, this sort of stuff. So I mixed all my influences together to try to create something different from what was going on back in those days. And I put my own vision on the whole depressive concept, singing about stuff that wasn't popular back in those days. It wasn't a theme that was very common among extreme metal bands. So back in the day, it was something pretty new. And yeah, we were just a bunch of bands, as you said. So yeah, probably 5-6 bands trying to doing this sort of stuff, and we were all sounding a little different also. Now, obviously, these days there's a whole scene around that sort of style, but yeah, back in the day it was not as popular as it is today.
Great. The influence of musical genres is impressive.
Thanks.
Let's now focus on your most recent release, Night Flooding, a creation that returns to those depressive doom and black metal elements. What can you tell us about the inspirations behind the album? Are they linked to your personal experience?
Yeah, with the Night Floating, we tried to. The only point we had when we started working on the record was we wanted to make a record that was a bit more black metal, a bit more in the style of our earlier stuff compared to the records we did in recent years. But in the end, we don't really follow any guidelines. It depends on the inspiration. I wrote most of the record, and I was just trying to recapture the feeling I felt when I was like younger and I was listening to, let's say, Burzum or Thorns, Manes, those sort of bands we were talking earlier. I wanted to recapture that sort of black metal feeling in the new songs, and obviously my influences are very wide, and at this point in my career I don't really draw influences from other people, so I'm mostly inspired by myself, by my own style. I try to explore my own style, with all the experience I accumulated over the years. So I try to just follow my instincts, musically speaking, and also the lyrics are in our usual style. But normally I take some influences, some inspiration from real life both my life and things I see around me, things happening around me and all this sort of stuff, urban discomfort, the horror of the world, of the current world, everything I see is inspiring in a way. Sometimes it can also be some movie or something, but yeah, it's it all comes down to something that inspires me in that particular moment. So yeah, it's an atmospheric record, I think, but at the same time, it's also violent. It's a mix of things. It's like a roller coaster in a way. So yeah, that was what we were aiming for.
That's very interesting. Regarding the current lineup of the band, are you working with session musicians or is it an official formation? And what are your future plans?
No, the lineup at the moment is the official lineup. The guitar player has been with us since 2019, and we changed the drummer recently. It's been a year, but we just made it official like a couple of months ago, and yeah, that's the lineup now. It's the same lineup that's been on tour for the whole of the last year, and it will be the same for this year. Yeah, the future plans, except for this Latin American tour that we are about to. We are going to Japan in August. For a couple of shows, and then we are planning some shows during the whole autumn, both in Italy and we have a festival in Belgium, mostly European stuff though. So we're still confirming a bunch of stuff, but yeah, the plan is to play a few shows from now till the end of the year. And then we'll see for next year. We are also planning some shows already, and we might record a new album, but we'll see if we can make it work with the timelines,
Okay. To wrap up this interview, we'd love to hear what fans can expect from this debut show in Chile, as well as from the rest of the Latin American leg of the Suicidal June tour. Please feel free to invite the Chilean audience to attend your show on June 11th at Sala RBX with Mourners Lament and BlackFlow Chilean bands.
Yeah, on this tour we're gonna play obviously a selection of songs from all of our catalog, so you can expect older stuff and more recent stuff. Obviously, our songs are very long, so we always try to find a balance. We can't play stuff from every album we did, because we did like 11 at this point. But we'll play, the majority of the songs that people love, I guess. And shows are pretty much very straightforward. We are not into the old fancy, masks and face paint or that sort of stuff. I guess, a lot of people probably saw some of our shows on YouTube or something, so they know what to expect. We try to just hit hard and play the songs as faithful to the records as possible. That's always what we try to do. And hopefully, I hope a lot of people attend the shows, because it's the first time we play in most of these countries, and it's always great, obviously, when fans come out to the shows, especially because it's not easy to come from Italy to countries overseas and this sort of stuff. So you never know if it's going to be the last time or something. So I suggest to all the fans they make an extra effort to come to the shows, because you never know, maybe that's the only chance to see us. So I hope it's not the only chance, but you never know. So if you can, just try to be there.
Ferdinando, thank you very much. It was a great interview. We will see you at the show in Chile.